Magic the Gathering Commander decks. One of the most overlooked products in Magic the Gathering history. In my opinion, I think not enough people pay attention to commander decks. Not enough people make sure they have commander decks in stock to last the test of time. Not enough people buy commander decks after release. I see stores buy commander decks, sell out at release, and then never reorder, even if they restock them. I just don't understand it. I personally have bought a few commander decks, just a couple, for every single commander deck that's come out. Murders at Karlov Manor, Aether Drift, Starter, whatever commander deck comes out, I buy as much as I can while I can buy it. Why would I buy as many commander decks as possible? Why would I invest all of our money into commander decks? No, I didn't. We have tons of other products. We got Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Lorcana, One Piece, Dragon Ball, Digimon, Gundam, Riftbound, Star Wars Unlimited. How many? Union Arena. The fact is, we diversify everything. We buy everything pretty much. Magic the Gathering commander decks included. We buy as many commander decks as we possibly can, because why wouldn't we buy one of the greatest inventions Magic the Gathering has ever done? Commander deck precons. Their best selling product of all time, other than play booster boxes and collector booster boxes. These are the best products to buy and have in stock for the rest of time, because that's one thing that will never die is Commander. Magic the Gathering Commander. The largest format in history for trading card games. The largest format ever. I don't think people really grasp how many people play Magic the Gathering Commander. How many people who play Yu-Gi-Oh play Commander. How many people play Pokemon play Commander. How many people who don't even like, who've never been in this space that play Commander, who are getting into this because of these decks. You got these decks. You got all these different Universes Beyond set decks and all the things that are bringing newer people into the card game year after year. Every single time they announce a new Universes Beyond set, I am like super excited. I don't know if it's just me, if there's some people in our comments that are talking about how Universes Beyond is the worst thing to ever happen to Magic because they're greedy, because they're greedy. Magic has always been greedy. Have you just got into this market? If you are just realizing that Magic the Gathering and Hasbro is greedy, you really haven't been here long, have you? Because they print stuff to the ground. They print as much as they can to make as much money as they can. They dump on Amazon. They make products go to below cost on Amazon and make stores just lose their money. It happened year after year. 2022, 2023, 2024. It was the worst time ever. Stores just couldn't make money on Magic the Gathering products. But if you were dumb enough to buy those products while they weren't sellable, if you were dumb enough to buy commander decks even though the set sucked, if you were dumb enough to buy Murders at Karlov Manor commander decks week after week until they ran out, then you will reap the rewards of being so stupid enough to buy as many commander decks as possible for the most popular format in ever. That was definitely English right there. But my point is, commander decks are investable. If you're in the cardboard space just investing, if you're just trying to buy stuff to go up in value, take a look at the history of the Magic the Gathering commander deck sets. Take a look at Warhammer. Take a look at Commander 2017, 2016, 2015, 2014, 2013, 2011. Look at all the commander deck sets, how they have held value or gone up over time for the most part. After their last print, after they're done printing Commander decks, it's kind of crazy. It's almost like they don't print enough of them anytime, because Magic the Gathering is growing at rates people never saw coming. People are naysaying Magic the Gathering for being Commander focused. People are naysaying them for not focusing on 1v1 formats, so Riftbound and One Piece and all these new card games are capitalizing on Magic the Gathering, not focusing their money on 1v1 formats, something that doesn't make them as much money as Commander format does. Why would they focus on that? They should divert some of their stuff, some of their focus to making 1v1 formats great again, making 1v1 formats the go-to for professional card game players, to where they're not switching from Magic the Gathering to Riftbound, or Magic the Gathering to One Piece, or Lorcana, or any of these other card games that are capitalizing on the 1v1 formats and making their competitive scenes as competitive and what's it called? Like, I just froze, guys. I just froze. Anyways, do not compute. Anyways, I cannot think of the word, but something that makes you want to play the game, like 1v1 formats. If you win a One Piece tournament, you get $10,000, $20,000 serialized One Piece card. Why doesn't Magic the Gathering do something like that? Why don't they make prize cards? They could make the most insane prize cards ever. They don't even have to use money. They could. Money does draw people, but cards that are rare, cards that are pseudo reserve list cards, it would make the game even more investable. It'd make people more likely to play 1v1 formats. I don't know. I don't see them deterring or changing course and switching from their Commander focus to 1v1 formats unless they focus their 1v1 format on a Commander format. That would be cool. If they made a competitive format for Commander somehow, that could go on EventLink, so we don't have to go off of third-party websites, that could go off of EventLink and make competitive Commander tournaments. Make a massive CEDH tournament. World Championship Commander. Just imagine. If you're making all of your money off of Commander, why wouldn't you try to make a competitive scene for Commander? Why wouldn't you try to divert some of your attention to Commander competitive scene, making competitive formats? It does look like they are trying to figure out a competitive scene with the tiers and stuff, but they're taking too long. All these other card games are just capitalizing on their slow, their slow rate of growth in the 1v1 formats or the competitive scenes. I don't know. They really need to reprint all these Commander decks, and if they do, I will buy more, because you buy what you can sell for a long time. And I know Commander decks will literally always sell, because it's the fastest growing format in the entire world. It's growing faster than Pokemon. It's growing faster than One Piece. It's growing faster than Riftbound. The Commander format is here to stay for the end of times. It will be here if the entire world, if the internet gets dissolved somehow. It will be worth even more. With Sony switching to digital allegedly in 2028, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, One Piece, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Lorcana, Riftbound, all these card games look even better as other markets shift to digital shift to digitalizing everything. People want physical things. Physical, collectible things. If you can't collect the physical Final Fantasy video game coming out, you can't collect the new Lord of the Rings video game coming out because there's only digital. You can't collect the new Legend of Zelda game coming out because there's only digital. If you can't collect the new Star Trek game coming out because there's only digital, what are you going to look to? Are you going to look to Magic the Gathering Lord of the Rings Commander decks? Are you going to look to Magic the Gathering Doctor Who or Final Fantasy? If you can't have the video games, where are all these video game collectors going to go? Are they going to peer off into Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Lorcana, One Piece, Digimon, Dragon Ball, all these other card games? Are they going to switch over to that? Or are they going to see how Magic the Gathering, the longest lasting trading card game ever, with one of the biggest markets ever, with the most players ever. Yes, Pokemon's bigger. For now. Pokemon is bigger for now. Magic the Gathering is a titan that people underestimate. All these Pokemon and One Piece stores that don't even carry Magic. Oh my god, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand. Pokemon and One Piece, yes. Lorcana, yes. If you're a trading card game store and you don't carry Magic the Gathering or Magic the Gathering Commander decks or Magic the Gathering sealed product, frankly, you have not done enough research into this card game world. Magic the Gathering will always live. It will always last the test of time, just like Pokemon. The difference between Pokemon and Magic the Gathering: players continue to buy even if the set sucks. Players buy no matter what happens. If the market's in shambles, if everything goes to zero, and the new set comes out, we still sell Magic the Gathering of the new set. That's the difference between Magic the Gathering and Pokemon and One Piece. The market's in shambles for Pokemon and One Piece. If it's in shambles, and this Pokemon and One Piece, 80% of the buyers are not players, we see it. We see no sales. We see that nothing sells. If the Pokemon or One Piece market crash, the sales will go really low, like say 20% of what we normally sell. Whereas Magic, if the market crashes, we still sell almost the same amount of Magic the Gathering product as we normally do, because Magic the Gathering is a player's game. Players' games sell. If you have more players, you sell more product no matter how bad the market is. Magic the Gathering is smart. You think they're dumb for not focusing on 1v1 formats when Commander deck or Commander is the most profitable format they've ever seen, ever. It's the most profitable. It's more profitable than play booster boxes. Say 4 Commander decks. You got 4 Commander decks of Fallout. MSRP $75 a piece. MSRP back then was lower, but let's switch over to superheroes. Marvel superheroes, MSRP is $75 a box, or $75 a deck. 75 times 4 is $300. That's 400 cards for $300 MSRP. And then you look at the play booster box, 15 times 30, that's 450 cards. 450 cards at $209.70 MSRP. So you're printing 450, 400, that's 50 more cards printed in a play booster box, but the MSRP is $209.70, whereas the MSRP of the case of the Commander decks for 50 less cards, or 50 more cards, and a higher MSRP, or no, it's 50 less cards with a higher MSRP, so it's even more value. So Magic the Gathering makes more money off of commander decks than they do play booster boxes. It looks bigger. There's bigger. It might cost slightly more, so they might make like slightly more than just play boxes, because they are bigger. They do cost more cardboard on the outside, but if there's 50 less cards, I don't know, it might be about the same. I don't know. I'd like to know their numbers and like their cost basis on cards and stuff. I don't know. Anyways, why would they switch focus to that, to 1v1 formats, when they can continue to grow their player base year after year? The bigger their player base, the more they can sell, even if the market's bad. Because players buy even if the game sucks. Even if the game is under MSRP. Even if the boxes are going to zero, players still buy, players still play. Collectors and investors, they get burned, they sell everything, they leave. Then they come back 2 to 3 years later during the next bull market, where they could have sold the stuff they sold before they left at 4 times its price. They see that everything went up, and then like, oh, this time I'm gonna stay. Then they buy right at the top. Everything goes down, they sell everything again. Like this card game's stupid. All these card games suck. I just lose money every time I buy it, because I buy it right when it hypes up. Why would I buy it when it's not hyped? That's dumb. Dude, Murders at Carlisle Manor was at distribution for years. These commander decks, nobody wanted them. I kept buying them because I'm a delusional idiot. As I continue to buy Marvel Superheroes commander decks, as for some reason they have them at distribution, I was baffled. I bought 60 more displays. Why would... That was... I couldn't believe my eyes. This is the first time they've had more commander decks available after the first print. They must have printed those hard. But I will continue to buy them as they have them in stock. We are getting 48 Final Fantasy commander decks in tomorrow, or the next... I think it's tomorrow. So... now all distributors seem to be out of Final Fantasy commander decks. I don't know if that means they're going to start... I don't know if that means they're done with the ones with collector booster sample packs, because Final Fantasy has collector booster sample packs. Bloomburrow, Duskmore might? I don't know. They really need to just reprint all these commander decks at the same time. I cannot believe there's no commander decks for The Hobbit, but it kind of makes sense. They don't want to dilute the other commander decks and make them worth less. I don't know if that would make them worth less. There's not really much they can add for like commander's sake, for commander purposes, like full commander decks. I mean, they could, but they would kind of just be repeating what they did for the Lord of the Rings. So I'm glad they didn't do commander decks for The Hobbit, because that might have diluted the value of the brand. Because if like they did, like when they reprinted the Final Fantasy commander deck as the game edition, all the regular commander decks just plummeted and went down to like at cost or below cost on TCG Player. So I think they saw that and were like, we probably shouldn't do that to Lord of the Rings. We don't want to ruin that, because they want stuff to be sought after. They want the, like, the history of having the most sought after stuff, of having the stuff that will eventually go up in value if you hold it, or if you have it in stock for a while, you will eventually reap rewards of being the delusional holder that... I said delusional, it's delusional. Delusional? What the... is that even a word? Whatever. Delusional. Like, all these starter commander decks, they suck, but they reprinted them, and I bought another 100 of them. But why? Why would I do that? Because commander decks sell. Even if they're the crappy ones. If they're cheaper, we have MSRP on them is 30. I'm okay with selling $30 commander decks. If they go down to 30 or 25, we'll sell them at 25. I don't think we'll go any lower than 25, but if we have commander decks that are cheap that people can afford, why wouldn't I buy a bunch of them? Because not everyone wants the most expensive thing. People want to start somewhere. They don't want to have every option be $50 to $70 to $80. So buying as many starter commander decks as I could. Same thing goes with this new foundation commander decks coming out soon. I bought a lot of those. Commander is just the most ridiculous thing that's ever happened to Magic the Gathering. I don't think people realize how many obsolete garbage 1 penny cards went from 1 penny to like $5, $10, $50, $100. All these obsolete, trashy cards. There's tens of thousands of cards that are good in Commander that would be worth 1 penny to $1. Because a format was created by players, a party format, created value, created the most value Magic the Gathering has ever seen before. The Commander format saved Magic the Gathering. The Commander format is the reason why Magic the Gathering continues to make products. If it wasn't for Commander, I don't know where Magic the Gathering would be. But it definitely... I can't say definitely. They would have had more focus on 1v1 formats, and the Pro Tour would be the most viewed sports thing of all time. I don't know where they would be if they just focused on 1v1 and competitive scenes like Riftbound League of Legends is. Riftbound League of Legends. League of Legends, one of the most iconic tournament organizers of all time. League of Legends. You think they're not going to do a great job with Riftbound League of Legends? You think they're not going to focus on tournament competitiveness and the tournament scene? Riftbound is going to be one of the next big trading card games to last the test of time, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but they are capitalizing on the absence of 1v1 competitiveness in Magic the Gathering. There is some there. There is a lot of people that want it to blow up even more. But the fact is, people like playing Commander. People like playing party games. People like playing with their friends. Some people don't like the competitiveness like that. There are a lot of people in the trading card game world that do, though. And they could get those people back if they start focusing some of their people on that. They keep focusing everything on Magic the Gathering Commander. Their competitive scene is going to continue to dwindle year after year and just go to other card games. But they don't care because the casual player, that's the casual player that creates most of their money. The casual buyer, the casual player, the player that plays Commander with their friends, the player that comes in every week to play Commander for free and just have fun. Upgrade their Commander deck with some singles, buy some new Commander decks, have a sealed Commander deck battle. You can buy a display of Commander decks, and that's the power of these. This entire display of Commander Murders at Karlov Manor, you could get 4 friends, split this. It's split an entire display and play out the box. It's like a board game. It's like a very complicated board game with products that go up in value and hold value. It's the most crazy thing to think about. These board game pieces, This is a board game for 4 players. This commander deck case is a board game for 4 players at an MSRP of $200 probably. I think $200 would be the MSRP back then. $200 board game. That's what this is. But the difference between this and a board game, the cards in this could go up in value because they print a new pirate deck. They print something that makes oh, Deep Blue Sea. Look at that. It's a water deck. Merfolk. Has to do with underwater things. You see, the next Universes Within set next year is an all underwater set. So, based on that, Deep Blue Sea will probably go up in value. So, if you buy this board game of 4 commander decks, and you keep it sealed, and this board game just sits there, and they print merfolk that make Murders at Karlov Manor's Deep Blue Sea go up in value. Your board game goes up in value. Does a Catan board game go up in value? Does Stratego go up in value? I guess the older versions of them do. What if every single version of this board game went up in value over time if it was sought after? Final Fantasy. You got this board game right here. Lord of the Rings board game. Lord of the Rings commander deck display. Look at this board game. The Lord of the Rings commander deck display. This board game, when they reprinted it, this board game went from $300 down to $150 or $160, or maybe it didn't go below $200. But anyways, it went from $300 to $200 or less. This board game got reprinted. Dang. Now this board game is back up to $300 with very limited stock online. This board game, Lord of the Rings commander decks, could just go up in value over time if you just let it sit there. Or you can open the board game and play the game pieces with your friends. You can play these game pieces. You know what that does? It does not dilute your value because the sealed display is actually worth less than the singles inside. You open the display, you got these collector booster sample packs in there. You got 4 collector booster sample packs. You got 400 cards that are exclusive arts for Commander Lord of the Rings. These are exclusive arts. They're exclusive cards. They are complete commander decks that you can play with your friends. And the cards are worth more open than they are sealed. Make that make sense. Because you're paying a discount to get all 4 decks. You're getting it out of their warehouse, so they give you a discount for all 4 decks. It's just insane to me to think about how much money you could like make just opening these and selling the singles. That's just, I don't know. It's just crazy to me to think about. Like, I just think weirdly about all of these card games. Like, these Fallout Commander decks displays. This is a Fallout board game. Imagine a Fallout board game, but every single time you play the Fallout board game was a different board game. Every single game would be different. There would be no similar game. It's impossible. Almost impossible. I can't say impossible. You could potentially have the same exact board game. Like, if you play all 4 of these decks, you could potentially, it's 1 in a trillion or something, chance to have the same exact board game play through. These are the most iconic, most complex board games of all time. Lord of the Rings and Fallout. Lord of the Rings board game, Fallout board game. Oh, we got Doctor Who board game. These are the most complex board games of all time. It's a 4-player board game. When I realized that these are all 4-player board games, these are all 4-player board games that have more value inside than what they are sealed. Eventually, people will realize that and eventually they will buy them. It makes sense to me. Does it make sense to you? All of these board games that I'm sitting on down here, it's a trading card game. But if you look at it like that, like they're board games, it makes you look at it in a different way. I don't know. Lost Caverns of Ixalan board games up there. It's just so crazy to think about all of these commander decks that have come out over the years. And I learned through time to buy them as much as I could. Over the years, I slowly realized Commander is never leaving. 1v1 competitiveness could dwindle year after year, but Commander decks, Commander displays, Commander cards will always sell. Because Commander is by far the most popular format of any trading card game in the world. Unless you can change my mind, maybe poker. Poker might be played more than Magic the Gathering Commander, but probably not. I don't know. Actually, who knows? I don't know. What do you guys think about Commander decks? Do you think they are investable? Am I just dumb for buying all the Commander decks I could while they're in print and continue to buy? I need to buy more Aether Drift Commander decks. They still have them. How many do we have? However many we have, we don't have enough. Because you can never have enough. If Magic lasts 10 more years, do you have enough to sell for 10 years? Oh, it's tied up money in inventory. Oh, you guys are going to go under, somebody said in the comments. You guys are dumb. Why would you hold the inventory for 5 to 10 years and sell it throughout the time? You guys are just going to go under, they say. You're dumb for buying all these Commander decks and not selling them. What do you mean we sell them? If somebody comes in the store, of course they're not going to buy one of them. They're not going to buy 119 of them. They're going to buy one of them. Eventually somebody's going to buy one of the Commander decks that another person will never buy. Everyone has their different tastes. Every different Commander deck is different. If you don't have options for people in your store, they're going to stop coming to your store. If you don't invest into your future, nothing will come back to you. You have to invest into your future. That means tying up money that you could be using now for other things in products that will sell throughout the rest of time, forever, and not go down in value. Unless something crazy happens and they reprint every single Commander deck of all time in an anthology or something. Or they make, oh my god, they make Commander Masters 2 and reprint every single hit from every Commander. That still wouldn't do anything to the Commander deck displays or sealed boxes or the ones with the collector booster sample packs. People just don't understand that Commander is, it's the standard for Magic the Gathering now. Standard is no longer the standard. Commander is standard now. That's what they print for. They do make standard cards, but everything they do is geared towards Commander, because Commander makes them their money. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. My name is Ben from Full Moon Games and Footage Pizza, located in Terre Haute, Indiana. If you like this video, like below, hype up the video. Join my community below if you want. Every single dime that is in that will be given to somebody at the end of every month that's local to us. I'm just going to be giving out packs or something. Right now it's like $1.40 per month. So I'll find a $1.40 card if that's the total at the end of the month and give it to somebody. But if it's $100, just imagine every month I give $100 worth of product to people, because there's people on YouTube that want to support, like, being generous to others. I don't know. Sell us cards at fullmoongames.com/buylist. Buy our cards at fullmoongames.com. Use my link below for PCG to grade your cards. I don't know. Buy some of our products on our website. We sell stuff below TCG Player, at least we try to. If there's something too expensive on our website, just message us on Instagram or Facebook and we can lower it potentially if it's not below our cost or something. Anyways, is Commander the best format of all time? Is Commander killing Magic the Gathering competitiveness? Should they focus on competitiveness? Should they make a Commander competitive format somehow with a new ban list or something, or a 1v1 format? Or maybe they can make a free-for-all format with better rules than, I don't know. Banana. I like to eat apples and bananas. Anyways, Lord of the Rings is undervalued. There's no The Hobbit Commander decks coming out, so these are gonna go up. They're gonna go up, guys. Have a good day.